Good morning. This is Edward Ejim Akwara, aka the 1 Minute Diplomat, making this video from the beautiful city of Abuja. It is a pleasure once again for me to talk to you about the subject that has been very dear to my heart, which is how to teach my people in Nigeria the ways and means they can get out of poverty and be able to develop mastery over finances. As I stated earlier, and I went into some detail in my book, The 1 Minute Diplomat, I received a divine visitation when I was living in St. Paul in Minnesota. As some of you who are familiar with the United States know, Minneapolis and St. Paul, they are twin cities similar to Buku and Jos in Nigeria. And I was living there with my family because after my stint in the Nigerian Foreign Service, I wanted to start a new career in law. So I had sat for my LSAT admission, and the University of Nebraska in Lincoln had given me admission to study law. Be that as it may, before I actually left to Lincoln, Nebraska to take up my admission, I had a dream. And in this dream, an angelic visitor came to me and spoke to me about having to return to Nigeria, where, according to this visitor, I was going to be able to fulfill my destiny in grand style. So the dream was so lucid, so vivid, so convincing that I believe that it came to me as a personal message from the throne of grace. So I returned back to Nigeria and started trying to reintegrate myself. And in the process of that, I decided to see how best I can be able to contribute to the so-called Nigerian project. I discovered in my little research that the major problem facing Nigeria is poverty. As we all know, Nigeria is in fact, for me, the promised land. That is, when we are talking in terms of the resources we have in this part of the world, which includes things like oil and gas, precious minerals, gypsum, barite, amethyst, topaz, tantalite, you name it, Nigeria has it. So we shouldn't be wallowing in poverty like we did. But it's one thing to have something, it's another thing to know how to make use of that which God has given us. So Africa is teeming with resources, but we don't know how to exploit and make use of these God-given resources. So I said I would start by teaching my people how to think dynamically and powerfully to be able to know how to take control of their destiny by knowing what to do per time. Because it is one thing for you to be gifted, it's another thing for you to be able to deploy these talents. Today, I'm going to speak on something which I call the importance of putting down your ego. Ego, or what people will call pride, is one of the major problems that prevent us from this part of the world to be able to maximize the blessings that God has on offer for us. Because nobody is more arrogant than an ignorant person. There's a saying that empty barrels make the most noise. So most people in Nigeria don't know what the problem that is facing them. They just believe that all they need is just a bundle of money and it is guru. But That is just a very small part of the wealth and riches which God has for us. So the most important thing is to learn how to think dynamically and powerfully so that we'll be able to know how to relate to money, know how to exploit resources, know how to improve our relationships, and know how to work in the team effort that we need to take Nigeria forward. So I talked this morning that it's highly important for us never to believe that we know it. The more you learn, the more you know that you don't know. So the biggest problem we have is that most of us in Nigeria simply are not up to the task, both intellectually and we are not socially intelligent to know that there are so many things we need to do. That's why you see people who go and carry money and take it to Switzerland, and at the end of the day, those so-called Oyibo people we believe are butter cannot melt in their mouth. They kill these people and take the money. And so much of the money that Nigeria has earned over the years end up being stashed away in foreign bank accounts without the families and others who are supposed to benefit from them, even knowing that the money has been stashed away. So I believe that in order to be able to take the first step towards maximizing what you need to do in life is for you to be very humble. Humility lets you know where the traps are, makes you know what to do per time. Thank you.